So we've been wanting to do a podcast. I've been talking about this with you since before quarantine. And then during quarantine, I bought freaking equipment for it. And then I just kind of got scared and didn't do it. I backed out of it. I pussied out. But I want to start doing it again. And I would love for you and I to do it together. I have been doing content with my personality and who I am about my life for 15 plus years. I've had YouTube channels, I've had all sorts of social media showing who I am and how I am as a person. But you, however, are kind of sort of new to it. You have your content for your fitness and your personal account, but I don't think anyone truly knows who Deshawn is. So I would love for this to be an introduction video and talk to you a little bit about who you are as a man, as a business owner, as a husband, as a everybody can get to know you kind of personality. Okay?
Okay.
One of the things that I wanted to talk to you before anything else is the fact that you're a business owner and you're very young, so that's awesome. A lot of people are trying to go down that path and find a niche or something that they're passionate about and that they feel like they can make into a business. What is it that you would say is your title?
I like to title myself as an online fitness coach / mentor. One, to help people with their health and just feeling better about themselves. And another is to teach the right mindset as well and to make them understand that almost all of us are the same. Almost. Some people have ideas, they don't do nothing with it. Some people don't have that at all. But we all want to go somewhere to feel better about ourselves and to do something with it.
Explained. It makes me feel kind of proud of you. How long have you been doing this?
In terms of training?
Yeah.
Well,
Your mentorship, your online training, your whole fitness thing. How long have you been in that world?
I would say after football, I think 2015 is when I wanted to transition from sports to like actually helping people with their own bodies.
So you're damn near 9 years of experience with health and fitness and learning about how to shape someone's body, diet, all those things. You've put a lot of effort into researching. I've seen you countless hours on your laptop looking and reading different things to help people. So I know that short 5 years span, I've seen you do a lot of that.
Yeah, it can be endless.
Yeah, especially with there's so much different conflicting information. We talked about this yesterday.
Yeah.
There's so much conflicting information online. One person will tell you that the reason why this is not working for you is because of your gut health. The other person will tell you this is not reason, it's because of your diet. And somebody else will say it's because of this. And there's just so many different avenues to go down when it comes down to health, diet, fitness, whatever. Oh, you're not seeing a glute increase because you're not doing this one exercise.
Right. Exactly.
There's countless gurus, mentors, advice, influencers, all giving you information with zero credibility or license or certificate behind their name to even say that they backed it by science or actual anything legit, you know? So on top of how long have you been doing this, what would you say is your specialty or your niche?
My niche is in the gym in terms of workouts, not like calisthenics, not CrossFit, not body weight, not home workouts, nothing against those. But a lot of those other strategies, you'll get progress for them, but it will take longer. You can't.
Which nobody wants. No one wants a double the life of having to get to where they want to be, right?
Exactly. Nobody wants to take longer, but it's also a comfort thing. They have a bunch of friends that do this. It's going to make them want to do this. They're subconscious about this. Let me just stay at home. I don't want to go. And some people are just lazy. They want to stay at home. So it's having an understanding on where they're coming from. But in order to get the fastest results, that's what you're going to have to do. I don't even recommend a home gym. You have a home gym, you're in the comfort of your own home. You might not even go on that thing. You got a treadmill, you're not even gonna.
It's accountability.
Yeah, it's accountability.
That's one of the best things that I would say. Like, I never wanted to have a budget in my lifestyle or my expenses for a personal trainer. But man, when there's no one holding me accountable, especially in the beginning when you're first starting out with fitness journey, you're so used to for so long not going to the gym or not dieting,
right,
that it's easy to just be like, I'll start tomorrow. I'll go tomorrow. Yeah. And no one holding you accountable and making you go say, nope, we said we're doing this today, 7 a.m., we're getting up, we're doing this.
Exactly.
That is one of, I think, like, the most valuable things that someone could have from someone like you. Someone holding them accountable and making them do it. Like you said, you wanted this, right? You said that this is like your biggest insecurity. You wanted this. This is something that you've struggled with for so long. It's right in front of you now. Why you're not taking it? Why you're not doing it?
Exactly. Why you're not doing it? Accountability, it can be mental, but also some people, they need that extra push from someone else. Accountability within itself is a muscle.
Yeah.
And if you have a home gym or the actual gym, the difference is once you make the investment of leaving the house, now you made an investment. You put time into this. You're more likely to work out. You get to the gym, you clock in, you scan your barcode or whatever. You see other people working the gym. I'm already here. Other people are doing it.
Yeah.
Now I can't look like a pussy, or I can't look like I'm not doing anything. It can be something as little as just walking on the treadmill and put it on TikTok, put it on YouTube or something like that.
Why you gotta call me out?
That's just the truth.
Why you gotta talk shit about me?
Every step counts, and that is what. It's much bigger than what people see. Accountability is a muscle within itself. And that's the thing, is the smallest centimeter of a step counts. You could be the person that didn't take a step at all. And going into the gym, like now you've been going consistently, it starts to become a habit. What
does they say? Like it takes 30 days to build a habit? Doing something consistent for 30 days?
21 days, a habit.
Something like that.
30 days, it's a lifestyle or something like that. So
just getting out of the house and going to the gym and doing it. Some people don't do it at all.
And some people don't do it at all. And that's the thing. And
what got you into it is the next one. What?
Yeah, but that's my specialty, is gym workouts.
Out of the house gym workouts.
Out of the house gym workouts.
Not your little rinky dinky gym
gym workouts.
Not your treadmill and weight rack that you have in your spare guest room.
No, that's not it.
That's not it. That's not gonna cut it. What got you into it?
When I was younger, I was naturally talented. My father's side was mainly sports, so it was embedded in me that I was fast. Started off as basketball, and then it got into football. And I was breaking records. I got lead rusher in all of California in my senior year of high school. So I was getting looks and got pretty good.
Damn.
But portraying that was more of my father's dream. He loved it more than I did. I was good at it, but that wasn't me. I didn't want that. Like if something happened, I'd be okay with letting go.
Yeah.
Which something did happen. I got an injury of a hernia, and that ended my football career because I did not want to make it worse. That pissed off my father because, suck it up. You can get surgery.
Drop some dirt in it.
Exactly. Not just that, but like heal up and get right back on there. I didn't want to make it worse. And that's how things get worse with athletes, is
they just keep pushing through.
They want to be a barbarian. They want this.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
And then they're 60 years old and they can't walk.
And then they're 60 years old and now they have a fucking walker. Nothing against old people, but goddamn. Old people are great. Just don't be bitter. Being a barbarian is great, but you have to know when to stop. You have to know your limits.
Yeah.
You have to think long term. So once I was done with my surgery and I healed up, went back to football, I can already feel within myself it wasn't the same. And not only that, is I didn't want to make it worse.
You weren't passionate about it, so it wasn't something that you were like distraught about.
Yeah, I did leaving it for behind. So long. I'm okay with letting go, and that's fine. This is my life. After football, I still wanted to continue being fit and athletic. I want that throughout my life. and I got into, I wanted to start competing. And there is multiple levels of it. There's bodybuilding, which is like the guys on juice and steroids, like the massive freakish ones. Mm-hmm. There's a level underneath that, which is called classic physique. Mm-hmm. And what that is based off your body type, which is more like my body type. Mm-hmm. So
lean and strong.
Lean and strong, but also like you're not killing yourself to get bigger. You're not killing yourself to get smaller. This is your body type, so you'll be good at this.
You're perfecting it.
Exactly. Yeah. And there's also the skinnier guys. Mm-hmm. They're naturally skinny. They have a higher metabolism. There is a class for that called men's physique. If you're a skinnier guy, it'd be easier to go for that class because that's your body type. So I wanted to go for the middle ground, classic physique. I trained hard. Throughout all these years, I wanted to do all these. This is when I was still learning all these strategies and all the different studies and all this other shit. And anytime I would learn something new that made sense, I wanted to try it out. I would want to test these strategies. Do I get results from it? Do I feel like shit? Did I lose fat? Did I gain my muscle? I tried all these different things, and it came down to I was getting ready to hop on stage, but I wasn't. I was determined to start competing and get on stage. But then, damn, it is expensive. That fake ass tan that you see them wearing to make their muscles pop, that's a couple $100. The trunks to get on stage, that's a couple $100.
The trunks?
The trunks.
Trunks, like the swim trunks, like
the swim trunks, those little ass G-strings that they hop on stage. Those things are expensive. I'm sure they're cheaper now, but at the time they were expensive because there's a certain type or whatever. Yeah. Traveling to that competitions, hotels, obviously food.
Do you have to pay to enroll to get into it?
You have to pay to enroll. You have to pay for this and that. Also, you need a coach. There's your fitness coach who's gonna like train you in person, tell you what to eat. He's gonna be strict with what you eat, all that. There's also a posing coach. So you damn near paying 2 coaches. But the posing coach is probably the better one because you can have a great ass body. You can have an okay body, but if your posing is great, you're gonna win. You have to be fluid with your emotions and stuff. Once I started to add up all these numbers, I'm like, not only is it expensive, but I've worked so hard and my body at the time was great, the greatest shape I've ever been in. Why do I need to go on stage and have someone else tell me
for you
how good I look? Why do I have to kill myself for someone else to tell me how good I look? They have no idea how hard I worked. The studies I put in, the training I did. I don't need someone else to tell me how good my body is.
From what I have heard from other people who have done it, it's super unhealthy and mentally exhausting.
Absolutely. And also, I mean, some people do it for the experience, which is great. I was going to do it just for the experience. I didn't want to do this forever.
Yeah.
But even still, I was like, damn, why kill myself for this? Why spend this much money? I'm not going to compete. I'm going to teach what I learned to other
Funnel
people.
What you've learned into your own.
Yes.
Yeah.
And not only that, I love simple shit. Mm-hmm. I don't like all.
Who does it?
My mind's everywhere. Selective hearing, ADHD. I don't know what the fuck I have. I might have autism. Badly. Low key.
Baby, nothing wrong with autism.
Nothing wrong with autism. Spectrum's a bitch, but man.
I told you, I want you to train me and I want you to put me in it, but I don't want to think. I don't want to be like, how do I do this? How do I do that? Exactly. I don't know. Just tell me what to do and how to do it.
Right. That's what I've loved. And to learn all these studies and to funnel it into something for a 3-year-old to understand is also a skill within itself. It's not easy. So I got to really put myself in other people's shoes on learning this shit. So that's why I came up with this app and I teach my clients every day, you have a checklist. Do this, do this, do this.
Accountability.
I have to keep them accountable.
Convenience. Taking the guesswork out of it for you.
Exactly. They have to see what they've done and what they can do better. I give my clients the tools to reach their goal as fast as possible based off of science. I can't force you to do them.
Right.
I'm going to tell you everything. I'm going to give you everything. Literally, you have 4 to 5 dots on your checklist.
Your fitness app is by far the easiest layout, the most concise layout that I've ever seen. And I've only ever seen like 2 other people's when I was just looking at their stuff, because I've never paid for anybody else to train me. But your app it dummies it down for someone who especially is a beginner. I can do a workout all day long. It doesn't mean I've got the right form. And if I don't got the right form, I'm not going to get the results, right? So when I have to like constantly like, okay, hold on, why am I feeling this in my back when I'm supposed to feel it in my thighs? Like, why is this happening? And then I have to come to you, running to you. You're like, babe, open the app. I'm like, fuck yes, okay, I open the app. Open the app.
Yeah,
Just open the app.
It will literally tell you what you need to do. And like I said, I can't force people to do anything. But if you want to reach your goal as fast and healthy and proven as possible, just follow it every day. Just follow it every day. If you're like, fuck, I worked out this, but my back hurt and my neck hurt, you can. That's why I have the messenger, so people can ask me like,
what can I substitute?
So and so, what can I substitute, or why do I feel this way?
Yeah.
And I can help explain it to you. So
I likes it.
That's what got me into fitness. I wanted people. I wanted to improve someone's image. I wanted to improve someone's confidence, their health, their life. Since the beginning, even though I kind of came up with those words later on, but in the beginning, I always thought I want to help someone else feel better about themselves.
That's, I think, one of the biggest gifts someone can give you is a compliment or confidence or love, right? And by you teaching someone how to take care of themselves, it's a form of love. It's a form of confidence. It's a form of compliment. It's your time, your energy, and your concern about somebody else's well-being and how they feel mentally and physically. Because the better that you feel with your body, the better your mind can be, right? Yeah. And I think that is a gift that everyone deserves to have. You might have to buy that gift for yourself. No one's thinking, oh, you know what, let me get this person a workout program as for their birthday gift.
But even like still, I don't even consider it just something to buy. You are literally investing in your life. You are literally, you're not just paying for some chips. You're not just paying for some new phone. You are investing within yourself.
For a longer, healthier life.
For longevity, feeling good, feeling great, more dates, more compliments. Compliments are great. When I get compliments, it feels great. Thank you, I appreciate it. But to get a compliment of a client showing how much appreciation of me helping them, that feels amazing. I can't compare. Getting a compliment on my body, great, that feels good. Getting a compliment for improving someone else's life,
which you do everywhere we go. Absolutely everywhere we go. Someone's got to make some sort of joke. Bro, you don't go to the gym at all, huh? Because, I mean, obviously, look at you. But it's hysterical how many people, even when you're with me, I can only imagine when you're alone, how many people approach you and say something to you about how good you look. I see it all the time, at least twice a day, you know, every time I go with you anywhere.
Yeah.
But it's got to feel great to look great and to feel great.
Yeah, and I like mental clarity, health, longevity, implementing that into someone else's life who probably needs it more than I do is a blessing. Extremely grateful for the skill set and the systems that I put together to help someone else.
Oh, excellent. Is there an age, gender, weight, any kind of sort of restriction for the things that you teach on your app?
That's another like misconception of getting into health or fitness. Everyone has an excuse of, I used to look like that when I was younger. Everyone has an excuse, oh, I'm old, I can't do what I used to do.
I am old.
Male, female, bullshit. It is legit bullshit. You may not be as young as you used to be, but your habits have changed. That is why you look or feel the way that you feel now. You are literally in control of that. The system that I give to my clients is the same for a 20-year-old or a 50-year-old. Just do it, and you'll get the results. There's no excuse for it. Even though your age changes, your metabolism changes, the system that is implemented is the same for everyone. Sometimes people reach their goals faster than others. Every body is different, but you still follow the same system and you'll get there.
What do you think is the biggest mistake that people make when starting their fitness journey?
The biggest mistake is not starting at all. There is analysis paralysis. There is being lazy. There is just coming up with any type of excuse not to just go. You're not comfortable, and it's hard to step out of the comfort zone. We're human beings. But the hardest part is not starting at all. And the number one thing also is get a fucking gym membership. $5 to $20 a month, you can afford that. Stop going to Starbucks so damn much.
Hey.
So it can.
We're allowed our little pleasures, our little things, which part of the diet program that you have had me on, I'm still allowed to kind of eat whatever I want to eat.
Absolutely.
Which has been really cool to see myself losing weight, even without having to like hold myself to some like diet that if something doesn't taste good, I don't want it. And I know that sounds really spoiled. I acknowledge that. I know that that's like, there are people dying, they don't even have like clean water, and here I am like, I won't drink it if it doesn't taste like smart water. But I grew up with a sense of I need to eat something that tastes good, and if it doesn't taste good, I won't eat it. And that's just a me thing. Seeing the diet plan that you laid out for me, I was just like, wow, so I can still have my pizzas, I can still have my tacos. That's nice.
You literally have whatever you want.
Yeah.
The only thing that matters, and also there's part of the all endless supply of fitness guru strategies, only thing you need to focus on is calories and protein.
Which segues me into the next thing that I was going to ask you is, in your opinion, is exercising or the diet portion the more important thing?
Diet is the more important thing. It is the hardest and most important. I say diet is like 70 to 80% of getting your results.
Wow.
Yeah. Gym, in order to tighten and tone your muscle, you need to work on building those muscles. Now, men, women, we have different levels of testosterone. If a girl works out, she's not going to look manly unless she only does one body part 5 times a week. But the commonality is everyone needs to work out. Everyone needs to lift heavy shit.
Well, they go hand in hand. If you're going to lose weight and have all this extra skin, like you need to work out to tone it and to keep it with like
exactly
tight. Yeah.
Exactly. If you want to gain muscle, you have to work out. If you want to lose fat, you have to work out. Muscle weighs more than fat. So don't even worry about the scale. Just worry about what you look like in the mirror. Also, the more muscle you have, the faster your metabolism is. So it all revolves around going to the gym.
Okay.
Go to the gym and work out. Your diet. That's the fastest way to gain muscle or lose fat. You'll lose fat for sure. But in terms of building muscle, you can't just build muscle because you have an increase in diet. You need to lift weight. You need to actually do some shit in the gym. Your results come from your recovery. You go to the gym, you break down your muscles, it burns, you're sore. Now your body has to recover from that. And to recover from that, your diet has to be on point. Your sleep has to be on point. So if you can work out as much as you want, but if your diet is shit, you're gonna be sore for longer. Your results are not gonna come as fast. You might be skinny fat, you might be chubby, you might be it just doesn't come as you want it to be, as fast as you want it.
Right.
If that makes sense.
How do you balance your work life and your relationships?
What helps a lot is scheduling, to make sure I'm spending enough time or focusing my time towards my priorities. To be with you, to spend time with you. I love that. I want to set aside that time, that
Little
effort,
me.
my emotion towards you. That way when I'm with you, I don't have to worry about anything else or dealing with it. Yes.
Yeah.
I would love to be present. I don't like when we hang out and my mind's everywhere with all this other shit I need to complete. I'd rather just have it just me and you in that moment. When I wake up, I want to knock out the biggest business stuff as I can in the morning. I want to complete a couple things with that. That way the rest of the day, not only do I feel like I accomplished stuff, but I don't have stress on my mental knowing I have to complete this stuff. I would much rather wake up, everyone's still tired or you're still waking up. I'd rather knock it out. That way I don't have to knock it out later when we're all relaxing on the couch, watching a movie or hanging out with friends. I don't want to have to worry about those stuff. I want to get rid of the boring, long shit in the morning and just knock it out.
Another thing that he didn't really mention, but we have, we share a notepad. And I know that there's Google calendars and all this other stuff, but we share a notepad. And when I have something going on a specific day, I write it in the notepad and I say what date, what time, where I'm going to be or who I'm going to be with or whatever, just so he's aware. And then it gives a lot more freedom in the relationship when I know what he's got planned on a specific date or he knows what I've got planned on a specific date. Then he knows that, like, okay, she doesn't have anything written down on May 10th. I can surprise her. I can plan a date. I can do this. That day is open. Anything that I know that I have to accomplish or that I have to do that day or that I have scheduled, I write it down. And I know that he checks it and he sees it. And vice versa. If I'm not aware of what do we both got going on Tuesday? Are we doing something? Can we go to the movies? It has made the relationship a lot smoother than in the dating era. When we were dating and we were just kind of like spontaneously just like, let's do this on Wednesday. Well, I can't because I got this going on. I'm like, oh, but you said, and like, it just made it so much harder.
Yeah.
Sharing that notepad and seeing and being able to edit it and move things around whenever we need to has made it like, oh, Tuesday's open. What are we going to do on Tuesday?
And we can better plan for our dates or
exactly.
whatever we want to do.
Exactly. I love that for us because I think that's something that as I've gotten older, I realized was really important in my friendships and my relationships. If I tell someone that I'm going to see them on Thursday, I go and I see them on Thursday. Mm-hmm. I write it down. I make sure that I make it a priority. I don't forget about it. I don't flake on them last minute because I didn't want to go in the first place. So now I'm going to look for an excuse last minute. Mm-hmm. Like if I make an aim to write you and pencil you into my calendar, you're important to me.
Absolutely.
And your time is important to me. Mm-hmm. So I love that because now I feel like in our relationship, if we say we're going to do something on a specific day, we do it. And we're not wasting each other's time and we're not with our thumbs up our asses. What are we going to do today? I don't know. There's all these things that need to be done. Now we can better allocate where and what days what is going to get done. Mm. Tuesday is going to be our day to do things around the house. Monday, we're going to film content. Wednesday, whatever, no matter what, the gym is always on the schedule. So we don't write that down. The gym is on the schedule Monday through Friday. But everything else, so it doesn't get forgotten or so that it becomes part of our routine, gets written down so we both are aware of what's going on in each other's lives.
That it's just easier. It's just much easier to see it written down day by day, time by time, to segue or navigate through life. And it's less stress on both of us because now we know what to expect.
Right.
And we also know to have our quality time and do what we want to do too.
A lot of times couples will fight like, you said you want to hang out with me, but you didn't say what day. Or someone will be like, but you said Tuesday we were going to do this. And I don't remember saying that. Like, listen, I'm not having fights that are unnecessary. Right. I'm going to avoid all of that altogether. And I'm going to make a structured little count. And it's not that it's structured and we can't stray from the schedule. Yesterday we were supposed to do 3 things. We ended up sliding them into today. Yeah. And we moved things around as needed, but we do it together. Yeah. And we see what needs to be done. Yeah.
Our emotions change. Like some things take longer than others, so we just have to adjust.
Adjustment, baby. Who is someone that you look up to?
Someone I look up to is, I think I've told you before, J-Rock.
My J-Rock? Jason Craig?
Yeah.
I love me some J-Rock.
Yeah, that man is...
I say my J-Rock because I've known J-Rock. I've known J-Rock for like 16, 17 years. Probably my first Vegas friend that I ever had prior to even moving to Vegas. And we worked together back at Playboy. And then when Deshawn and I started dating and everything, I introduced Deshawn to J-Rock. And if you know J-Rock, if anybody knows J-Rock, you are blessed. You are a blessed person because he's wonderful. Go ahead.
A wonderful person. And I barely know the dude. Mm-hmm. Barely know him. But from what people say from his social media and
how people speak about him.
Mm-hmm. He is a very humble person. He's nice to everyone. He's a hard worker.
Mm-hmm.
He's a leader.
Mm-hmm.
He can run a team.
There's a difference between knowing how to lead and leading.
There's a difference between a boss and a leader.
Mm-hmm.
And he is for sure a leader. He's a great person all around great person.
I love that. And Dan Fleischman too, in that same category as well.
Yeah, same thing.
Great people, humble people, giving people, generous people that are of status, but you would never feel inferior to them when you're around them.
Yeah, he makes you like equal. He will say what's up to the janitor.
Yeah.
He would treat the janitor the same as another CEO.
Yeah.
And even though whether they did it or not, you can see that they are that kind of person who would do that. These people have high status and money, whatever, but they're going to talk to you like a humble human being. I
agree with both of those. What has our relationship taught you?
There's a plethora of things that the relationship has taught me. It has taught me to be a better man, be a better boyfriend, be a better husband, be a better dad or dog dad. And the relationship, you have shined so much light on dark areas that I've never seen, nor has anybody else pointed out to me. And I can't improve on these things until they have show like, yo, you fucked up. Yo, you are slacking right here. Like, I can't, in general, people can't improve on something they don't know that's there.
Yeah.
And you have showed me so many things. You've helped me in so many ways. And you are extremely patient. Extremely patient. But you...
To my own detriment, but yes.
Yeah. There's been a lot of mental health that I've catapulted with you, that I've learned from you. And the list is endless.
Since meeting you, all the way fast forward to today, I can't even, like, you are a completely different person to me. Like a completely different person than who you were when I first met you. And obviously for the better, but there's an age difference between us, obviously, and it's a big one. And it's not always easy for someone younger to catch up with the older spouse. Sometimes it is the end of a relationship because one person will be ready for all these life things and the other one just isn't. Even if they love that person immensely, it doesn't mean that they will be equally on the same path at the exact same time and ready to do the things that are on those paths. And when we got together, it felt like we were on separate paths and then came together on the same path. But then the question was, but how together are we on it? How ready are you to be in a long-term relationship and then married and then have kids and have a family and build a business together? How long will it take for you to get to that point? Because you might want those things maybe in 5, 10, 15 years. Doesn't mean that you have to be ready for it right now. And I've always said to you, yes or no. I've always said to you, if you're not ready for it, it's okay. It's okay. It doesn't mean that, we can't be friends or we can't still have each other in each other's lives, but then we'll be on just different relationship, romantic aspects. We're not suited for each other at that same time. And for you to say that you were ready for those things and then step up and be ready for those things and do them has been, I think, the biggest accomplishment and achievement that I've seen in you throughout the years. One of the most attractive things is when someone says they're going to do it and then they do it, right? Same thing with going to the gym. You say you want to work out, you say, and then you don't go, and then you want to bitch about not feeling
right. There's so many different habits that I had to get out of. And especially these habits have been from childhood or recently. A habit is something that your brain is used to. A habit can sometimes be something that's muscle memory. You'll do it without even thinking it because you do it so often, physically or mentally.
Especially when you're single for so long. When you're single for years, you're just used to being single and not having to be accountable to anybody.
And I actually, I was still living with Miguel and Ashwan at the time, but I actually talked to Miguel about that. because when he was dating so-and-so, I talked to him on how hard it is to go from the single mindset into something serious mindset. When you've been doing the single mindset for so long.
Yeah.
When you start to go into the relationship mindset, there's plenty of fuck ups. There's plenty of learning. There's plenty of dark and gray areas that you don't know, or you haven't worked out that muscle in so long.
Yeah.
It is not an easy transition. But what matters is how much are you willing to change to spend a life with this person. There's a lot of self-learning, self-awareness, accountability skills that come with this.
Yeah.
It's no longer about you. It's about both of you.
I agree. You had the cards. I'm going to give you the credit where it's due. You had the cards stacked against you because I came from. So there's a 7.5-year age difference between us as it is. You also had the hurdle of the fact that you had been single since like you were 16, 15. And I had been married prior to you for 11 years. So my mindset and my path in life was already the wife role. I already wanted that, knew that that's what I wanted. I was just not in it with the right person. And then having come into a relationship with you and our energies and everything just aligns so well with us. Everything just clicks and fits so perfectly. I knew that that's what I wanted with you. But to think that you were younger than me and had been single for so long, were you going to want those things at the same time as me and be ready for those things at the same time as me? So you had the cards stacked against you and you just blew right through. And you said, nah, fuck those cards. So that's awesome. I'm actually very impressed with how you have grown as a man in a very short time. It's important to keep growing. How would you describe our relationship? Kind of already touched on that question, but you've already said that we've done a lot of learning. We both have done a lot of learning in this relationship with each other.
Yeah, besides just helping each other physically and mentally, there is no comparison to having a relationship with lover, but your best friend. We get along so well. We have so many similar likes. We're homebodies, but we can be social as well. It could just be me and you, and we're happy. We can be with other people and be happy. We love scary movies, video games. There's so many commonalities that we have with each other that it is just like with coming into the relationship, there's a lot to be learned and there's a lot that we have similar. And we don't get bored of each other. You might get bored of me.
I don't get bored.
But no, there's
so I'm your best friend.
Every day. Yeah.
I'm your best friend. Y'all heard that I'm the best friend. What is most important to you in your life?
Building our future. Like being set and ready to begin starting our family. I want to make sure our foundation is great, solid, safety, because we are going to start a family soon. And I want to make sure I can do the best that I can as a man and as a soon-to-be father to provide to my new family. So that's setting and building that foundation to, what's another word for catapult? To
push forward, move forward, elevate, skyrocket. What is this?
What the fuck is it called, man?
To catapult. I mean, that's...
To catapult.
Yeah, we're catapulting.
It's not my forte. I can't spell forte.
Spell it. Let's go. Say spell it.
What's important to me is making sure our future family is set.
And we're safe.
And we're safe.
Stable.
Safe,
a stable home is a happy home. As much stability as you can give to someone is safety, happiness, balance for their mental health and their physical well-being. What does being a man mean to you?
Being a man is someone who is self-aware, accountable, obviously does what he says he's going to do, responsible, a leader, a teammate, ambition, someone who is always looking to improve himself, but also improve his relationship or his team, who is lifting himself and other people up in a humble way, but also being able to be soft.
Toxic masculinity will tell you that you got to be like all the time. Men don't wear pink, and men don't cry, and men don't share their feelings, and men don't go to therapy, and men don't talk about their problems, and that's not healthy at all. And as a matter of fact, I find that those men are the ones that are the most stubborn and hard to feel safe with. You can't feel safe with someone who is constantly in their stage. They can't relate to you, they can't empathize with you. And obviously men and women are super different. We all have, you guys, rational thinking and emotional thinking. That's the common conception about how Venus versus Mars. But there has to be a softness in between there. I am not going to have a daughter with you and have you be a brute and a barbarian with our daughter. You're not going to take the attitude of, if they fall and cut themselves, rub some dirt in it and get up. That's not what we're doing. We're validating feelings out here. In this household, we listen to each other and we take into each other's accountability and feelings. And we're thoughtful towards the people in this household. And I find a lot of toxic masculinity men don't know the difference between being a leader and being initiative and taking the charge and lead on things, but also still having the room to allow somebody else to say, what do you think if we did it like this? And then being like, okay, we can try that. Openness to it. The softness is not always having to be stubborn and it's got to be your way. And that's hard. It's hard to be with someone like that.
What do you think is, in terms of the general males, what's the best way that they can fix that?
It depends on where that stubbornness is coming from. Is it because you learned it as a child? It was taught to you not to say how you felt. In my house, we didn't say I love you, and my dad never hugged me. And now I grow up and they're adult men, and they have this sense of ego, or this sense of I can't tell someone how I feel. And I think that's also a big proprietor or reason for why the suicide rate for men is so much higher than women. Even though we're the emotional creatures, right? Because that's how everyone makes us and paints us out to be, is that we're the emotional creatures. We're the ones that are dramatic and can't handle our emotions. If there was a female president, we'd be in war every month when we got our period, according to men. But yet the higher rate of suicide is on the men's side. And I think it's been taught to men not to speak on their problems. When you have someone telling you that as a child, as a teenager, and you grow up to be the kind of man who is dying inside about whatever it is that's happening into you internally, and you're not able to speak on it with a therapist, with your partner, with your family, with your best friend, if you can't be vulnerable, which is another reason why toxic masculinity is so bad, because a toxic masculinity man will say, I can't be vulnerable in front of anybody. I gotta be always who. That vulnerability of being able to sit down with a therapist and unpack what's going on in your life and why you feel this way and why you might not be able to open up, why you might be, they say fuckboys are, they ghost women and they do this, and there's a reason why they do that. They're scared to get hurt. They leave before they're left. There is an actual mental reason. Addictions, lack of having a female present in their life to teach them how to empathize with a woman's life, a woman's plight, a woman's problems. There's more than one way to try to fix that. But I think ultimately it comes down to, why are you that way? If you're that way because it was taught to you, unlearn it. Unlearn it. Go to therapy, sit down with someone, read books, ask yourself why, even though you're not a kid anymore, you're still holding to something that is a belief taught to you a long time ago. You're an adult now. You don't have to continue with that belief. I grew up with Jehovah's Witness with my parents. I didn't believe in it. I knew that the moment I stepped foot out of my parents' house, I wasn't going to uphold that religion. It wasn't part of my belief system. I had to unlearn the things that I was taught. And that wasn't easy because I spent my entire life doing that, right?
Yeah.
But men have to be okay with opening up. Even if it's not in a therapy setting, it can just be with your best friend. It can just be with your partner. You will never have that vulnerability if you don't leave behind the toxic mentality of, I'm the man, so I've got to be gorilla beast mode 24/7. That's not realistic. It's not healthy. It's not healthy at all. I could never be in a relationship with a man who is too far in the spectrum of he can't make decisions. He's the girl in the relationship. He wants to be the soft one. And I can't be with a man who's too hard and can't be soft and vulnerable and learn. Because if you're in a relationship with someone and you're not learning from that person, you're in a stagnant, dead relationship.
Right.
You can have the best sex in the world. They can be the most beautiful person in the world. If you're still not learning from that person, your relationship's not going to grow to anything meaningful.
Right.
Just start with therapy. Start with being open to being vulnerable and telling somebody else how you feel, regardless of what the outcome is. You're too afraid of the rejection or feeling judged. You got to just leave that behind. Speak on it, talk on it, and feel out how the person across from you feels about it. And obviously do this with someone healthy. You can't go to your party friends, right? And tell your party friends, hey, this is what's going on in my marriage. This is how I'm feeling as a man. They're not the people to relate to. They're not the people that you're going to ask for that advice from. They're your party friends. You need the friends that you look up to. You need the friends that you want to emulate how they live and how they think, how they process. Those are the people to learn from. Those are the mature people, the non-judgmental people, the lifelong friends kind of people that you can go to and you should be able to feel like you can go to. How do you handle mental health issues?
It's, instead of being so reactive, to have a second voice in my head, think before you act. And that is a skill, that is a new hobby that takes a while to learn and get used to, because most people will react. Most people will take their emotion and let it control them and then validate it, because your emotions will gaslight you, making you think it's okay to go off on someone. When you need to have that second voice to really think before you react, is it worth your time? Is it worth, worst case scenario, someone else's health, your health? You don't want to get into a fight with anyone. So it's thinking and then rethinking before you act. And you gotta have that second voice in your head to really analyze the situation and to deal with it the most mature way possible.
Are you open to therapy for mental health?
Absolutely.
You don't find that it makes you less of a man to go talk to somebody about your problems?
No, this is my mental health.
Right.
This is something that's important to me. So everybody talks about therapists, or they think it's bad, when I think
weakness.
It's a weakness. I think everybody needs a therapist, to be honest. Everyone needs someone to talk to. It doesn't have to be your friend, your mother, your partner. You can find a stranger who is a specialist that might help you discover your problems, give you practices, give you new routines to improve your mental health.
Right.
Why wouldn't you want to improve your mental health? Don't you want to be a better person?
Right.
So, yeah.
And we both have done therapy. We both have done mental health work a lot.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal thing.
Yeah.
And also, Ashkan, he's helped me out with a ton. Not talking about the party portion, obviously, but that is another mentor of mine who I give a lot of credit to.
He's a very smart guy.
Very smart.
Yeah.
Extremely wise. I've came to him, he's come to me, and this man is far more older than me, far more successful to me. But we talk about deep things. We help each other out. That is my best friend. He's helped me business and personal stuff.
He's given great advice. He might not always take his own great advice, but he's given some good sound advice.
Behind the doors,
yeah,
the man is still a great person.
I love how your little bromance with him. That's your best friend, other than me. How would you describe your attachment style?
Just like, what do you mean? My attachment style?
We've talked about this before, but I don't know if you necessarily not understand or relate to it is the better word. I'm an anxious attachment style, or it used to be, and I've been working towards not being as much of an attachment that's anxious and more of an attachment that's neutral.
And me being avoidant, what you mean. So yeah, I've been an avoidant for a while, and it's another one of those things that you grew up with. It's another mindset that you try to transition out of. And if there is a altercation between me and you, sometimes it's not.
You say altercation like we hit each other. We don't be hitting. Each other. There's a disagreement.
Yeah. If there's a disagreement or something that's like intensely escalated, it's hard for me to talk about it right then and there on the spot.
And see, I need to talk about it. I need
to talk about it. But for me to better control my emotion and to go about it in a better way,
gather your thoughts.
Sometimes I need to take a step back.
Yeah.
Even still, it may not come out as I meant it. It may not come out the best way, but it's still better than me trying to put together how to talk correctly while this emotional state is still running through my head.
Yeah. I agree. I try to give comfortable silences. When we have disagreements, sometimes we have a tendency to talk over each other because one of us is trying to like, no, that's not what I'm talking about. Normally that's the me. You're talking about something that I'm like, wait, you're giving me an answer that it wasn't the question that I was asking. And then I catch myself talking over you because I don't want you to continue talking about something that's not what's the issue at hand. I have to then be like, okay, hold on. Even though that's not what's being discussed, let me let him finish his thought. And then we'll loop back around to, okay, that's not what I was talking about. But I try to give silences and give you the room when the disagreement is over for you to come to me and say, okay, now that I've had a amount of time to think about it, this is how I feel about it, this is what I think, or this is where I misunderstood, or this is whatever the situation is. I try to do that. What happens in my old anxious attachment is that when you take too long to come to me and to talk to me about it, then I start getting like, So there has to be a happy balance, but that's why we implemented pineapple. Was it pineapple? What was the word? We haven't used it in so long.
Is it either pineapple or cloud was something else.
Cloud was something else.
Had some type
pineapple. When you need, I need half an hour. I need 15 minutes to just step away from what is being talked about. Yeah. Let me replay the conversation in my head. Let me step out of myself. Think about how that person's feeling or seeing the situation, perceiving it. Okay, this is what's upsetting them. Okay. In that second, I was thinking with emotion and I reacted this way. When I come back to them, I can let them know what I was feeling was still valid, but I understand what they're feeling, or whatever the situation might be. But to give each other that time to come back and say, hey, I'm not ignoring you. Give me 10 minutes. Let me gather my thoughts. And we've done that before when we were doing the recipe. I was watching TV on the couch and you were making us dinner that night. You're like, hey, I'm not ignoring you. Give me a few minutes. Let me settle into my thoughts. And then you came and you grabbed the remote and you pressed pause. And you're like, can we talk? I was like, yeah. That was the most attractive thing ever. Because then you came to me level-headed, not reactionary, not defensive. And we were able to just talk it out. And that was it. What could have been like a whole argument or fight or something ended up just being a discussion. Because we gave each other that space, that safe space. You didn't wait too long or leave me wondering, is he going to respond? You didn't leave me in my thoughts like Did he hear anything I just said to him? Like, hey, I heard you. Give me 10 minutes and I'll come back to you with this. So that's something that we both have had to work on. I think that we both have made strides in it. We can still improve, obviously. But we're doing good. We're doing okay. We're getting somewhere. What is something that men don't talk enough about?
If you're wrong, say it.
Do you mean it in the form of like, if you're wrong, apologize? Or if you're wrong, take accountability?
If you're wrong, both. Take accountability.
Okay.
If you're wrong, let them know. Like, hey, I fucked up. Let them know, yeah, I was wrong. Even if you down the road or something happened and then you saw it happen, like, oh shit, what I told them, I was wrong. Hey, just so you know, I apologize. What I said earlier was wrong. That was incorrect. My bad. Yeah. Something so simple. Don't just run with it and not take accountability. Hey, my bad for flaking on you. That was my bad. Some shit came up, whatever. I should have told you ahead of time. Hey, my bad for flaking on you. I didn't want to in the beginning, but I felt bad, so I said, yeah. You just taking that accountability might save your friendship, relationship, something. Own up. Like, do what you say you're going to do. Don't just be around the bush.
Yeah. It's funny that you said that because I literally just read an article, I think it was last night or yesterday morning. This man is divorcing his wife right now. They're going through an actual divorce because she got fed up with always being the one doing the dishes. And he would leave his cup on the side of the sink and not put it in the sink or in the dishwasher. Mm-hmm. And she had brought it to his attention so many times that then he took the stance of, you know what? On principle, I'm going to put my cup where I want to put it because I pay the bills and I do this and I'm the man of the house and you're not going to tell me what to do. And now a whole divorce proceeding has started. They both have lawyers. They both are filing these divorce papers and separating their households. And he's like, oh shit, I took it too far. All I had to do was acknowledge that she was feeling unappreciated and taken advantage of, that she did the dishes all the time. And all she wanted was for me to take accountability over my cup. And out of pure spite, I didn't want to be wrong. Mm-hmm. So I put my cup on the side of the sink where I knew it would piss her off. And that immaturity, that mindset.
That is immature. You love this person. Think it's not all about you. Think about the other person.
Humans are selfish by nature. By no means are we perfect. Even the most selfless person has selfish moments.
Absolutely.
But you still cannot say that you want to spend your life with someone and say that to them. Proceed to propose, marry them, have a family with them, and turn around and do selfish-based things even when they tell you, hey, what you're doing is affecting me negatively. That's a whole other ballgame of manipulation and selfishness and immaturity. Yeah, it really is. It really is, though. How would you define success? And I'm not talking about in general success. I'm talking about how would you, Deshawn, define success?
Success is having an limited time to be with the family with no worry. To be worry-free. Worry-free.
A limited time or unlimited time? Okay.
Unlimited time. When I picture success, I picture our family, me and you, worry-free. We can fly, we can buy whatever we want. We're not living in worry. We're not living paycheck to paycheck. We don't have all this other shit. We are living a free life. Yeah. And time is very valuable. It is the most valuable thing.
Yeah.
So to have the time and freedom to do whatever we want, that is success to me. That's what I want to get to. That's what I strive for. It sucks. It does suck in the beginning because you have to spend your time, countless days, countless hours, sleepless nights to build up the foundation of the rest of the life. Mm-hmm. So I'd rather spend day to day working on this shit if we're gonna be free for the rest of our lives.
Right.
It's a sacrifice. It sucks. But we also have a full life ahead of us, and I want to get there. I want to do whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah. The reason why I ask you this is because so many people have different answers. If you were to ask, for example, my conversation that I had with Vegas Dave, back when him and I were still really close, he said to me, you know, success is a certain amount of money in the bank and grinding and working 18, 20-hour days. And I said, that's not my definition of success.
What is your definition?
My definition of success is being happy. If I'm a teacher and I'm making $30,000 a year, but I'm happy, that's success to me. That's the most successful thing. If I'm doing something that I'm passionate about, regardless of what the income for it is bringing in, but it makes me happy and I'm passionate about it and I'm good at it and I'm doing something positive for somebody else, to somebody else, that's success. Being able to be in somebody else's life and help them in their darkest moments, or being the friend or the wife or the daughter or the person who somebody else looks at and says, I'm bad and I need you. That is success. You are the kind of person that somebody else can look up to. You provide somebody else with some sort of comfort, safety, happiness that they can't find somewhere else. Success is not an amount of money in the bank or tangible things or material things to me. In my opinion, success is the happiness that you build. Being at a day where even if you're not making a lot of money, you wake up happy, that feels successful to me. Everybody has a different view of it though. And that's why I ask you what yours is, because it doesn't mean that you're wrong or that I'm wrong or that you're right or that I'm right. It's just seeing things from different perspectives and learning what somebody else sees and knowing how to still be able to balance what you feel is success and what I feel is success, and coming together in the middle and meeting and being on the same page. Because I agree that what you do, you put a lot of time and effort into your clients and your program, and you are successful at it. You have a whole entire empire off of it, a whole entire business off of it. That's great. I have done other things in my life and been successful at those things. And those things have brought me money, and I've gone on trips and I've bought nice things and I've done a lot of great things. But at the end of the day, they didn't make me happy. So for me to be happy, I had to change my life. I had to eliminate certain people. I had to eliminate certain surroundings. And then I found myself peace and happiness. And that feels successful to me. That's completely different than what somebody else can find as their success.
And that's okay.
And that's okay. I love you.
I love you too.
So I think that was all the questions that we had for today.
I'm tired of this pregnant net flying around.
I know, and honestly, ever since you made me cry, like 5 questions ago, my eye won't stop watering. And my stomach's growling. Starting to get moody.
A little bit.
Me? I'll say that. I'll say that. I enjoyed having this video time with you because I feel like something that lacks, and don't be offended, something that lacks in our lives is when people meet you, they're like, he's so quiet. What's wrong with him? And they don't realize just how amazing you are. And this hopefully gives people a little bit more insight to who you are and how you are. And you're actually super freaking funny. And when you let yourself be vulnerable in front of other people, you're awesome. You're a hoot, as I call it. But not everyone sees that side of you. So I'm glad that people get to see the side of you now. We get to do it together. Together. I love you.
I love you too. Bye, ho.